Hi, and thanks for choosing Planet Rentals for your next outdoor adventure. First off, we're going to go over some general trailer information that is pertinent to all of our different camping trailers, and then we'll go specifically over the camping trailer that you have reserved. First of all, when you come for your reservation, make sure you plan enough time to get paperwork filled out and the trailer hooked up. When appointments are rushed, we always find that then, some information is skipped over, or, we're not as thorough as we'd like to be. So make sure you plan plenty of time for your pickup appointment. Secondly, make sure that you have your driver's license and the insurance card for the vehicle that will be towing our trailer available and ready for us. We'll need copies of those along with the contract that you sign. Now, it's important that you know what type of site you're going to with the trailer. Many sites have water, power, and sewer hookups, and many sites have none of that at all. And how the trailer works and operates is quite dependent on that. And so you'll want to know those differences before you head out there. And then I wanted to go over some general driving tips for you. When you're towing a trailer, it's always very important to drive at a very slow and safe speed. It's just not worth pushing. Plan some extra time in your trip so that you have plenty of time to get where you're going. It's easier on our trailer and easier on your tow vehicle if you just take it easy. Secondly, because you'll be a longer rig, you need to make sure that you're careful when you're cornering. You need to take corners a little bit wider and plan for that sort of thing. It's always smart to know exactly where you're going, have good directions, or have driven there before, because it's hard to make evasive maneuvers or U-turns and that sort of thing when you have a trailer in tow. And then whenever you're backing up the trailer, make sure that you have someone there helping you back up to help you make sure you don't, of course, run into any obstacles and that sort of thing. And then when you're setting up the trailer, you want to make sure that you're being careful of anything that's overhead on the trailer or around the sides of it. Many of our trailers have slide outs or pop downs and that sort of thing that extend from the side of the trailer. So before you get it all set up, you want to make sure there's plenty of clearance all around the trailer. And then also, we want you to really treat our trailers well. We have what we feel the best trailers and the best pricing out there of any RV dealer. And a big part of that is because we really feel like we have the best renters. So we do put some responsibility on you to make sure you take care of our units. We suggest taking your shoes off when you go inside the trailer. That really just helps with cleanup. It helps maintain the floor and the furniture, all that sort of thing. We suggest that you try not to take the trailer off-road. We suggest that you keep it nice and swept and clean. And then, help with eliminating horseplay and other rough activities that may happen in or outside the trailer, just to help, keep it nicer and cleaner for those that come after you. And then also wanted to note that all of our trailers have a spare tire on them, of course, but that spare tire is not intended for long distance driving. That spare tire is intended to get you somewhere to get a tire repaired and replaced so that you can continue on with your trip. So please don't plan on using the spare tire to drive any extended distance if something were to happen to one of the original tires on the trailer. We of course keep all those tires in great working condition for you. Now we'll go over the general hookup of the trailer to the tow vehicle here. So the first thing we're going to do is lower the trailer down onto the ball of the vehicle. And then every trailer comes with a safety pin. This is what's going to ensure that the trailer is locked on to the truck securely. If the pin goes through, you've got it set up correctly and it can't come undone from the ball of the vehicle. Next we have the safety chains, and they have hooks that clip onto the security hole on the vehicle. I like to cross the chains once or twice, with one going this way and the other one going this direction. Next is the hookup for the lights on the trailer. All of our trailers have this 7-pin RV connection, and so you need to make sure your vehicle can accommodate that type of plug. And then lastly is the breakaway cable for the trailer. What this does is if the trailer were to come unhooked from the vehicle somehow, this cable will pull and activate the brakes on the trailer so that it doesn't keep rolling away. Alright, and then if you're using one of our equalizer hitches, you'll want to lower the trailer down onto the ball of the tow vehicle, just enough to get that pin locked in, and then you want to swing the arms up onto the side of the trailer and lock those in. Then lower the rest of the trailer weight down onto the tow vehicle. What that does is help transfer some of the weight of the trailer up to the front tires of the tow vehicle for cornering and braking, and it also helps with sway control as you're driving down the road. Now be mindful of the things that you put inside the trailer. If you're using one of our equalizer hitches, make sure that does not go inside the trailer on the linoleum. We've had quite a few trailers damaged that way, as well as generators and other rough equipment like bikes and things like that. Please be careful with the flooring of our trailers. All right, once you arrive at your campsite, the first thing you're going to need to do is level the trailer. So with the level that's provided with the trailer, you'll want to check for side-to-side levelness using the back bumper of the trailer. So you just put that on there, and then depending on which side is high or low, you'll raise that side up using the tires of the trailer and the blocks that we provide. With these blocks, you'll tuck them up underneath the trailer tire and back up onto them. If you needed to go even higher, you can build a little ramp using these blocks. Go even too high here. Once you back up onto the blocks, then you check your levelness again and make sure you're nice and level. And then once your vehicle's level side to side, you want to chalk the tires using the included chocks. Just one on each side of the tire. Tuck them in nice and firm, and then the same on the other side of the trailer on one of the tires. Okay, now that you're level side to side and the tires are chalked on the trailer really well, it's now time to unhook it from your tow vehicle and check levelness front to back. To check that levelness, you can just place the level here on the front A-frame of the trailer, and then you're going to use the tongue jack, raised or lowered, in order to level the trailer front to back. Now you can drop the stabilizers that are on the trailer. There's a provided crank that you connect here. You just attach it to the end and just crank those stabilizers down until they're on the ground. Once they touch the ground, I usually do another 2 cranks to support a little bit of the weight of the trailer, but you don't support much of the weight. In fact, these stabilizers are not used to level the trailer whatsoever. They're just used to help eliminate some of the rocking motion of the trailer when you're walking around inside. Now when your trip's over and it's time to hook up and leave, you're going to do all of those steps we went over just in reverse. So first you're going to raise those stabilizer jacks that we lowered. Then you're going to hook up to the vehicle and of course raise the tongue jack all the way. Then remove the chocks that are on the tires on both sides of the trailer. Then pull the trailer off of any leveling blocks side to side, and you're good to go. Now we'll go over our Aspen Trail RB trailer. This is a great trailer for a quick getaway. It tows very light and sleeps 3 to 4 people. Here on the front of the trailer is 1 propane tank and 2 batteries. Now the batteries are going to charge when the trailer's plugged in to either a generator or to power if you have power at your campsite. To use the propane, you're just going to want to open up the bottle on the front of the trailer once you arrive at your site. Going down the driver's side of the trailer, first is your water inlet for your fresh water. This fills a water tank that's underneath the trailer, so if you do fill your tank, you'll need to use the water pump inside the trailer to pump that water to your sinks, your shower, and your toilet. This you would fill with just a standard garden hose until it kind of bubbles back out at you. It's also a good idea to see if you can find a water source close to where you're going so you don't travel with that weight of water in the trailer. Right below that is the city water connection. This is used if you do have water connections at your campsite. We supply a hose with the trailer, and you would just screw the hose onto the side of the trailer. And on the other end of the hose, we also include a pressure regulator. This pressure regulator monitors the pressure of water that goes through the hose and through the lines inside our trailer. We want to make sure that's attached to the hose and then attached to the spigot so that it maintains the amount of water and doesn't overload the system. Here further down on the driver's side of the trailer are 2 access cubbies. These are for the fridge and they're just service panels. You shouldn't need to get into either of these panels because the fridge turns on and off from inside the trailer. And then a little bit further down is the hot air outlet for the heater inside the trailer. I point that out just to make sure you don't get anything close to the exhaust here, just so nothing gets burned or melted. Located here, just right behind the driver's side tire, is where the power cord is stored for the trailer. So in here you'll see that we have a little adapter that we include with the power cord. Many campsites and generators have this 30 amp plug, and so you could just use that plug to plug in if possible. Otherwise, we have an adapter that can be used so the trailer can be plugged into a standard outlet. Located here on the back corner of the trailer is your sewer connection. Now if you have sewer hookups at your campsite, you would just want to hook up the sewer hose and run it into the designated spot in the ground, and then just open up both valves so that any drainage you have during your trip just goes right out down the sewer and is emptied automatically. If you don't have sewer hookups, then you would use this connection to empty out the tanks at the end of your trip. So you would just pull off the cap here and attach the hose, and then you always want to drain your black water first. So make sure the hose is in the hole in the ground that's designated for that sewer waste. Open up your black valve first and wait until it finishes draining. Then open up your gray valve here to drain that all out. It's also a good idea to run lots of fresh water down the sinks and the toilet to help flush everything out. Located here on the back of the trailer is where the sewer hose stores. So if you just pull up this bolt and pull out the cap cover, we just tuck the sewer hose right in there. Now to open up the steps for the trailer, just simply pull it towards you. You do want to make sure it gets tucked up under there for travel. Located here on the driver's side of the trailer is where you'll light your hot water heater. Now this hot water heater only heats 6 gallons of water at a time, so you definitely want to be conservative with your hot water. We also ask that you just light this about 15 minutes before you need hot water, and that you turn it off when you don't need it, and especially have it turned off when the trailer's in travel. To light your hot water heater, you're going to turn this top blue knob to the pilot setting. And when it's in the pilot setting, you'll then be able to push down this red knob. On any other setting, the knob does not push down. Once this red knob is pushed down, you're going to spark the pilot on the far right hand side with a lighter until it's lit. And then I continue holding down the red knob for an additional 5 to 10 seconds. Now that I've lit up, I continue turning the blue knob to the on setting, and down here below is a temperature control setting for that hot water heater as well. Located here right inside the front door of the trailer is the thermostat that controls the heater in the trailer. Now to turn it on, you would flip this top switch to the left, and then at the bottom is this selector switch to choose a desired temperature. Once it's set, that heater will kick on and off as it's needed to maintain the temperature you set here at the bottom. Now you do want to make sure that when the heater does not need to be in use, or if you leave the trailer, that you get it turned off on the top and turn the temperature all the way down as well. Now as a reminder, in order for water to flow to the sinks, the shower, and the toilet, you would need that water pump to be on unless you have water hookups at your site. That pump will pump the water to those designated locations. Now to flush the toilet, you just simply step on the lever here on the front, but it's also very important that you only use the RV safe toilet paper that we provide with the trailer, and then we also provide a chemical that is used to help break down the waste. We recommend 1 tablet every other day. It also helps eliminate some smell there as well. To light the burners on the stove, just turn the dial to the light setting and then spark that corresponding burner with a lighter. Located here on the wall above the refrigerator is your switch for your water pump. When that's turned on, the pump will engage to pump water up to your sinks and your shower and your toilet. We do want to make sure that you turn that pump off when it's not in use, and especially if you leave the trailer, make sure that the switch is turned off. Also here on this control panel are meters for your battery, your fresh water, your black water, and your gray water. Now because the black and gray tanks are being used quite a lot, those sensors do get dirty quite easily. So if they seem to not be reading like you would expect, just know that it could be that those sensors have gotten dirty. We for sure empty the tanks every time a trailer goes in or out, so we know that they are empty for you to start your trip. Now the fridge can run on propane or it can run on plug-in power. We're first going to show you how to run it on propane. One of the biggest tricks to getting the fridge to light on propane is making sure there's plenty of gas flow to the refrigerator. So if you just opened up the bottle on the front of the trailer, sometimes that gas isn't quite flowing enough at the beginning. So what I'd like to do is light a burner on the stove for about 3 minutes or so, and that helps make sure that gas is flowing nice and evenly through all of the lines. Now to light the fridge on propane, this left knob I am going to turn to this little droplet setting which indicates propane. The other setting is for the electric power, which I'll show you here in a minute. On the far right hand knob here is your temperature control for your propane setting. We're going to turn it to the high setting and then push and hold in the knob while clicking this sparker a few times in rapid succession. Now I'm going to continue holding this knob until this red line floats over into the green area, which indicates that the fridge is lit. Once it's floated over there, I can release the knob and then choose the desired temperature that I'd like for my fridge. You'll see as I go and turn it off here on the left side, that little red indicator floats back over to the white, indicating that it's off. And then I also want to make sure I turn it off on the right hand side. To light the fridge using electric power, we simply choose the electric setting on the left knob and then turn the next knob to the desired temperature. Again, it's very important that if I switch back to propane or switch to electric, that the correct modes are selected on all three switches. Now it's important to remember that your TV, your microwave, and your air conditioner will only work if you have a generator or if you're plugged into power at a hookup site. Now to work the air conditioner, you just use the knobs here on the unit itself to set the fan speed and the desired temperature. Now the dinette also converts into a bed. To do that, you just pull out that section and then scoot out the cushions to make it a bed. Now we do keep the table for the dinette stored inside the cupboard here. As I open it up, you'll see that there's some straps to strap the table in here securely so that it doesn't move around while in travel. Now we do ask that you take good care of our trailers. We like to kick our shoes off as we come in and out of the trailer just to help eliminate the dirt that's tracked in and out of it. We also do supply a broom, so we ask that you keep it broom swept. You know, those little rocks or pebbles getting stepped on are rough on the floor, and we just want to keep our trailers in good shape. Also, we want to make sure that the equalizer hitch that we send with you and other heavy items are never put inside the trailer or the cubbies. These floors get marked up really easy, and again, we want it to look great for the next person after you. We sure appreciate you choosing Planet Rentals for your trip, and we hope you come back lots of times.